Okay, friends, we have 5 awesome projects that you can make with Dollar Tree fabric. So excited. Hey, everybody, it's Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy, if you didn't know. And if you did, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, so let's start our first project. It is with this cute foxy fabric that I got, and I'm using Ultra Bond Heat and Bond. I just set out my Heat and Bond onto our fabric that we just ironed. And you want to make sure that you're doing wrong side to the shiny side of the Heat and Bond. Does that make sense? So we're making a sandwich kind of thing. So we're going to smooth it out, and then we're just going to iron our Heat and Bond onto the wrong side of our fabric. It does not take long, super fast. Then when it's rather cool, you want to peel the backer off. And you see how there is the shiny part left? That's the adhesive that we're going to be using. And this is going to be the magic that happens when we get to iron it onto the other stuff. So I make sure that it's square. Then I have this is a composition notebook. You can get them at Dollar Tree, Walmart, wherever. And I am just lining it up onto my notebook. And then I'm just flattening it down a little bit. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to mark where my notebook is because I don't want to be ironing all of this. I want to trim it down a little bit. So I'm just going to mark it, and then I'm going to trim it. And then that piece that I just trimmed, I'm going to cut another piece because notebooks have two sides, right? The front and the back. So we're going to cut another piece. And yes, is this a lazy way to do it? Yes. But I don't think it's lazy. I think it's efficient. That's all right. Anyway, so we just cut that same size as the other one. And I'm not being exact in how I'm cutting it either because later I'm going to sand it off. If you want to be exact, absolutely do so with the glory of God. Yay. All right, so now that we have those pieces, here we are. We're going to I line mine up to that black binding. I don't go over it, and I iron it. The reason why I don't go over that black binding is just because I find that the fabric kind of bunches around that, and I don't want that. And then once that's ironed, I sand off the edges. Again, I'm not good with cutting a straight line. So this works for me, but if you want it exact and you don't want to sand it, then by all means, cut it exact. We got the front done. Now we're going to do the back. Same process. Iron it on. Then we're going to sand off the excess. And friends, I am not kidding. I don't know about you. I'm a notebook person, and I am so jazzed about this. Look at how cute this is. And yes, I salvaged the inside. But here it is. Adorable. And if you're curious, look at it. I can bend it and it doesn't go anywhere. Isn't that awesome? I'm so excited. Okay, so here's another one. This one is so simple. Again, Dollar Tree fabric. You could use any fabric, but I'm using Dollar Tree fabric. I open it up. I put a roll of toilet paper in the center. Now these pieces of fabric usually have a shorter end and a longer end. I'm taking the 2 short sides and I'm putting them in the center of our toilet paper. And now you'll see how I'm kind of like pleating each of the sides. See how I'm pleating it and then pushing it into the toilet paper roll. And that's all I'm doing is just pleating it all the way around. You could do it as haphazard or as fussy as you want, but I am like, listen, I love these little pleats that happen. It just makes me smile. You could use any kind of fabric with this. This was the fabric I chose to use because I thought it looked a little pumpkin-esque, but so easy. This is super cool too. If you're like, oh shoot, we have company coming. Let's jazz up the bathroom a little bit. Does anybody do that? I don't ever have company over. Shh, it's okay. So then I make sure that I push all of that fabric really far into that toilet paper hole. And look at how cute. Stop it, right? I mean, that was so easy. Now, I got these cinnamon sticks at Dollar Tree. They are huge and they make the perfect stem, right? The other thing I have is this is paper wrapped wire. I got it at Michael's, and I'm just going to wrap this around a really thick dowel. You could do this around a pencil or whatever. I'm just trying to make them curlicues so that they look like the tendrils from a pumpkin. So I wrap it around, cut off the excess, pulled it off of our dowel. Now I'm just going to kind of fold it in half and kind of stretch it in the center just a little bit. Now I'm going to put it over our toilet paper hole and take our cinnamon stick and push it all down into the center. I am so excited because this can all be taken apart and used again. We can use the toilet paper and nothing is wasted. Look at how cute this is. Could I put a stem on it? I mean, a leaf on it? Probably, but I love it. All right, look at this one. This one's super fun. We're using these, I guess they're from Dollar Tree. They're little mason jar wood shapes. And we're going to pop off that leaf. Save it. We're going to reuse it later, but just pop that off. And then you remember how we had done, we had put the heat and bond on this? Okay, so we're going to lift up the little metal part and we're going to sneak in our heat and bond fabric that we did. Now we're going to iron this on. Friends, I'm so jazzed about this because usually I would use Mod Podge and it would get all messy. There's no mess here. No mess. I cut the excess and then I just sand the edges. Like, this was so easy, like mind-blowing easy and not messy. I didn't even have to repaint anything. Like, come on. Look at how cute. We could use any of the fabrics. I mean, they had a mushroom fabric. I'll show you some things with the mushroom fabric after. But look at how cute, right? Adorable. Okay, so then I did the back, and all I did was sneak that jute. I just snuck it off a little bit. It's not even all the way off. I'm just sneaking it off just so we can put our fabric on the back, and then we'll put it back on after. So here we have, again, this is the heat and bond that we did earlier. We're going to just iron that on, and then we're going to cut off the excess, and we'll sand it just like we did the front. The back is actually easier because we don't have to deal with the metal part. But see, sanding it off. And yes, I got this sanding block from Walmart. I think it's like Gator brand, something like that. And so once it's all sanded, then we're going to put our jute back on. Easy peasy. I mean, you could have taken the whole thing off, but I don't know, I wanted to kind of save it for some reason. I put some hot glue just to make sure that that metal thing, decorative piece, was back on. There it is. Then we're going to put a little more hot glue and we're going to put our leaf back on. Now remember, hot glue is hot and these are metal, so this is going to get warm, so just be mindful. But look at how cute. Now we could stop right there, but you know I can't. So I got these little fox cutouts from Dollar Tree. I mixed a little red and orange together and I painted our little fox shape. Then once that's dry, I took my Posca marker and I did a little bit of white for the ears. I did some white on the tail, and this is really like haphazard. Like, don't get fussy about it, okay? Because it's supposed to be furry, so don't worry about it being perfect. I also did the little chest part of his little chest, and then I did his little nose black. Again, these are all Posca markers. And then I decided to do his little feet. I probably didn't have to do that part, but I think it's kind of adorable. So there's that. Adorbs, right? Then I just added some jute and tied the jute that I had the fox on. I just tied the jute on the back because, again, I have commitment issues and I want to be able to reuse the jute after the season is done. But look at how cute that is. Okay. Here's another super easy project that you can use with Dollar Tree fabric. I have adhesive backed cork from Dollar Tree and I have our fabric. I'm going to open up our cork. I'm going to take the backer off. I'm going to then open up our fabric and I'm going to put my fabric down first. So we want it pretty side down. So wrong side up. And then we're going to take our adhesive back cork and we're going to put that to the fabric. This is just the easiest way I found to do it. I don't know. You may find it easier to put the fabric to the cork. I don't, but whatever way is easiest. And then I just kind of stretch the fabric so that it goes on the cork without wrinkles. I use my brayer to kind of make sure it's really on there. I cut the excess off, easy peasy. And then I flip it over and I use my brayer on the front just to make sure that all that fabric's adhered. Then I'm using my ruler and I'm figuring out how big I want these. We're making bookmarks, by the way. So all I'm doing is doing like 1.5 inches. If I were to do this again, I would do 2 inches just because I like a chunkier bookmark, but these are for my daughter and she's older and, maybe this will be better. I'm using my pinking shears and I'm just cutting the marks that we made to make the 1.5 inch piece. Again, if I were to do it again, I would do 2 inches, but look at how cute these are. And there were 6 of them. If you wanted to do these for like a whole bunch of people, holy Toledo, you could. I popped a hole in the top and then I took a piece of just ribbon that I had gotten from Dollar Tree. You could use anything. And then I had put it, folded in half, put the tails in the hole, pull the tails through, and then pull those tails through the loop and then tighten it up. And friends, you have an adorable bookmark. What? Actually 6 of them, or 8, or how many ever, depending on how wide you make them. I did trim the edges just to make them look pretty, but look at how cute. And I did a bunch of them. You could not put a hole in it at all and just use a straight one like I have there. But how fun, right? Okay, here's the last one. And I love this one so much. I have my Dollar Tree fabric, and I have a clipboard. Again, we're going to be using the Heat and Bond because I'm obsessed. I know, but it is so easy. So I ironed my fabric and then I put my Heat and Bond on. Again, this is the Ultra Hold one. I trust and believe, friends. Don't do the light hold. It doesn't work. It'll wind up falling off. Ask me how I know. But anyways, this is the Ultra Hold. I ironed it and then I cut the excess off. And then what I did was let it cool a little bit, and then we'll take the backer off. And again, this part is so satisfying. It peels so nice. Look at how cool that is. All right, I know I'm weird. Then I take a clipboard from Dollar Tree and I just set it on our fabric, and then I'm going to trace how big it is around so that we have the general shape. Again, I am not being fussy with it because I sand off the edges. Now you're going to need 2 of the fabrics for doing this because just one isn't big enough. And then I add it to my clipboard. I iron it. This one, the back was much easier than the front. And then once you're done with that, let it cool a little bit. And then I sand the edges. Again, if you're good at cutting a straight line, then you may not have to sand the edges. I'm not. Then we're doing the front, and we're going to be doing the same process. Take your heat and bonded fabric, put it onto your clipboard, iron it, and then you'll see I'm going around the clip. Here it is. I'm going around and making sure that I'm getting really close to that metal on that clip, just because we want to be able to have it as close as possible. Again, we're going to sand off the excess, and then I'm using a rotary cutter, and I'm just going around. There's metal for the clip, so that's all I'm doing right now is just going around and getting the fabric cut, hopefully following that metal clip. It doesn't always work that well for me, but this time it happened to work really well. Is there an easier way to do it? Probably. I've tried using an X-Acto knife in the past, and it just doesn't work for me. I just mess it up. But this rotary cutter, bingo bango, seemed to work really nicely. So we get that taken care of. I do iron it one more time just to make sure everything's in place. But there it is. Awesome, right? We could stop right there, but I can't either. So we're going to add some ribbon. Again, all this ribbon is from Dollar Tree. And I'm doing about 5 to 7 inches for the, I know it looks smaller. I redid it because my extra awesome fingers just couldn't get it, but I did about 5 to 7 inches long for the ribbon, and then you fold it in half, put the loop under the clip, and then put the tails through the loop and pull it tight, and then do that all the way across. And that's what we have here. I did trim mine, but look at how cute this is. Are you kidding? Oh, I love it so much. Goodness, friends, we had some serious fun, didn't we? We made a cute little notebook, an adorable little pumpkin for our bathroom, a clipboard, some bookmarks, and a foxy little shelf sitter. I am so excited. Friends, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this inspires you.